Thank you for visiting the Coin Series channel again. Here we have the set of predictions for the year 2024. As we approach the new year, many people engage in the practice of making predictions about the future. And in today's video, I'll tell you everything about them. 7 bold forecasts for the Bitcoin market in 2024 are presented below. Reverb, a popular Bitcoin payment platform, has set the stage for its 2019 forecast with a series of bold predictions made by its top executives. The chief legal officer, Stuart Alder Ripples, opened the floor. He boldly predicted 3 things about Bitcoin policy and regulation in the US in 2024. Along these lines, Adrienne Mockney, Ripple's senior VP of products, discussed her hopes for the future of crypto partnerships and X acceptance. These tweets and an ill-advised lawsuit will soon be shown on a screen. Senior Rowdy has referred to the US SEC's case against Ripple as a misguided lawsuit, and it is anticipated to reach its conclusion in 2024. The chief legal officer was confident that the protracted court battle will end in 2024, but Elda Rody noted that the SEC's broader policy of regulating through enforcement will persist. He claims that judges are the final defense against similar attacks on other influential people in the field. Also, the US judiciary will be crucial in fighting the SEC's overreach, as predicted by Alder Rodies. As he sees it, judges are going to be the last line of protection against overly invasive rules. The famous lawyer went even farther, predicting that the SEC would continue to lose major court battles. In the end, he thinks this trend will cause the Supreme Court and Congress to disagree on how to regulate cryptocurrency. Furthermore, Ripple's chief legal officer expects a challenging legislative climate. According to Rody, US lawmakers will disagree on the best way to regulate cryptocurrencies, even though they may agree that regulation is needed. According to his forecast, this legislative battle could put our crypto firms in a condition of uncertainty. Regardless of how much other nations' regulatory frameworks evolve, crypto does not require approval or support from traditional organizations anymore. The dynamics of the cryptocurrency market will undergo a radical transformation in 2024, according to Adrienne Tricot, Senior VP of Products at Ripples. The crypto industry's perspective on banks has shifted dramatically, as reported by Tricone. Since the industry actively courted these institutions, the narrative has clearly changed. When asked to recap, he claimed that traditional banks are superfluous to the Bitcoin industry's development. He continued by saying that large multinational organizations are actively seeking new uses for digital assets. He claims that the rising demand from customers for accessible, open, and efficient financial services is driving this shift. Turchini further noted a shift in the industry as financial institutions are increasingly testing the waters with tokenized assets. Meanwhile, he emphasized the significance of carrying out such tests inside rigorous compliance and security protocols. Among Ripple's 2023 achievements, he highlighted trucking and partnerships with other global banks. Looking ahead to 2024, I come across 7 predictions for Ripple's, and he seemed assured about the industry's continuing trend of adoption to be a mixture of foresight and strategic positioning. When Ripples anticipates a resolution to the SEC complaint, one of the most prominent legal dramas in the industry may be nearing its conclusion. A bold move would be to label the lawsuit as misguided, which would show confidence in Ripple's operations and the larger worth of its token, and mark the conclusion of a period of uncertainty that has affected the business and the industry as a whole. The notion that judges will serve as the ultimate safeguard against SEC excess is a reflection of the checks and balances inherent in the American legal system. This alludes subtly to the role of the court as an impartial arbiter in disagreements over the relative value of regulation and innovation. A showdown with the Supreme Court brings to mind a tense, high-stakes battle where every step has an impact. With regard to the legislative sector, stalemate in Congress over Bitcoin regulation is expected, and no one should be surprised. As a result of the contentious and time-consuming nature of policymaking, consensus building is far more challenging in practice than in theory. You may be reluctant to choose between keto, vegan, or paleo even though you acknowledge the need of a diet due to the fact that everything comes down to the details. The fact that Hadrian Trikonis claims the crypto sector is irrelevant to its predictions suggests it has outgrown the need for traditional institutional validation, according to Trikonis. One perspective sees it as a startup establishing its own identity in the market. Evidently, an incubator is now unnecessary. Multinational banks and corporations have taken the initiative to seek out digital asset solutions, which has shifted the power dynamic. Similarly to how streaming services completely altered the distribution strategy of media giants. Trikonis astutely highlights the significance of compliance and security when experimenting with tokenized assets, shedding light on the delicate balancing act between innovation and regulation. One way to think about it is like setting sail on uncharted waters while a live map is being made. Mastery of navigational techniques is essential. Lastly, the mention of collaborations, ripples, and expected adoption rates indicates a favorable outlook for the industry. By leveraging its intrinsic value and gaining acceptance from more traditional financial institutions, this vision foresees a crypto environment that not only survives, but thrives. According to Ripple's predictions, the company is preparing for major change. The industry's long-term goals of broad adoption and integration may soon be accomplished, and long-standing issues may soon find their solutions. Thoughtful optimism and a recognition of the obstacles yet to be overcome characterize the entire work. In 2024, the president of Ripple shares some thoughts on the potential impact of cryptocurrencies on consumer behavior. Monica, president of Ripple, has been open about her expectations for how blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies would change business and consumer practices after 2024 for some time. The New York Times has published Monica's special series on the possible impacts of macroeconomic variables on consumer behavior in the coming years for a while now. According to blockchain advocate Monica, the banking industry is spearheading global economic transformation since outdated systems can't keep up with a dynamic marketplace. A long time ago, Monica, cryptocurrency was the norm. As evidence, the president of Ripple cited the fact that crypto is still having an impact on a number of developing economies. Many emerging countries are having a hard time due to widespread economic instability and rising inflation. Some Argentinians, Zimbabweans, and Nigerians may have little alternative but to adopt cryptocurrencies as fiat currencies in these countries continue to fall. This trend, which Monica uncovered, shows that the digital world is evolving too fast to rely on the antiquated, labor-intensive infrastructures used by most banks today. The retail and savings sectors are being propelled by stable currencies and cryptocurrency. Blockchain and cryptocurrency, says the Ripple CEO, are making the banking industry more internet native. This feature will be accessible to anyone and will be less expensive than existing alternatives. The retail industry is anticipated to be one of the primary beneficiaries of the present crypto oversaturation. It is Monica Leung's contention that the present financial system, presided over by a handful of megabanks, is ill-equipped to handle the needs of a digital-first society. Among the many innovative technologies developed by Ripple Labs, which are at the forefront of this movement, are RippleNet and Odsal. Ripple is providing quick payments, which is a real driver of the ongoing financial revolution. In order to reach this goal, the company is evaluating potential partnerships. Ripple is shifting its future efforts away from its retail and consumer-leaning focus and toward supporting certain partner nations in their search of CBDC. A consumer behavior expert, Monica Leung, weighs in on the game-changing potential of blockchain and cryptocurrency, is consistent with my previous, more broad-based conclusions in the year 2024. She brought up an important trend that might alter the financial landscape: the cryptocization of developing nations. This term characterizes the growing reliance on digital currencies in nations where traditional banking systems collapse, often as a result of inflation or instability. It's as if, as their ship goes down, individuals are desperately trying to find crypto and stable coins to save their livelihoods. Consumers in nations where fiat currency is scarce, such as Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and Argentina, are proving their mettle by making purchases and savings using cryptocurrencies. It shows a grassroots revolution where crypto solutions are used by the masses, making a decentralized financial system, similar to how the internet changed the way knowledge was distributed. Many in the Bitcoin industry have been waiting for the president's proposal for an internet-native financial ecosystem to finally come to fruition. According to this theory, in the future, financial services will be accessible and affordable to anyone. Nevertheless, this formula is followed by everyone. A new, more open and approachable financial system is replacing the secretive, megabank-dominated one. This is not a development in and of itself. The digital domain has become more efficient and quicker than the traditional banking infrastructure, which is both slow and costly, throughout this renaissance. The contribution of ripples in this transformation is both practical and strategic, thanks to RippleNet and Audible. Changing one's perspective on money isn't all that Rulp is doing. It's being built right now. Imagine simultaneously overseeing the planning and construction of a whole new digital financial district. Their groundbreaking work on CBDCs in 18 nations is truly remarkable. A business choice is not all this is. They're strategically positioning themselves to be at the forefront of a policy shift towards digital currency adoption. An essential part of crypto's broad adoption and inclusion is its focus on practical, real-world applications and collaborative endeavors. If cryptocurrencies want to make it big in the future, experts say they need to be useful for actual people. Beyond its position as a mere investment vehicle or speculative asset, it will be essential in creating a new monetary system that places a premium on fairness, efficiency, and flexibility in preparation for a world where digital transactions are the norm. Is the scent of paradise not wafting through the air? Such predictions do not have my full confidence, but I do regard them with skepticism. If only everything were simple and bright, that would be great, but I seriously doubt that will happen. Maybe next year will be completely unexpected. Here we shall take a look at the market as it is right now. Bitcoin is right here, so let's have a look. The support level was tried 4 times in the previous video, but only the candlestick shadows remained below. Following that, it tried to traverse the lower imbalanced border 3 more times. On its 4th effort, it was unable to surpass 42,800 and went back to testing the lower barrier. Depending on volumes, it might either break through and fall below 40,000 or stabilize at the support level, before trying to go to the upper boundary of imbalance. Given the current weakness of the climbing attempts, the second option seems more likely, though it is still unknown. The lead is now above 53% and is only going up. The value of cryptocurrencies usually plummets as Bitcoin's popularity starts to dwindle. Big drops could happen over the weekend, albeit they aren't showing up very clearly just yet. On the XRP hourly timeframe, there are 4 rising lows that are well supported by liquidity. Now that Bitcoin is looking downwards, we can anticipate a price decrease to the 0.5777 level or lower from where it is now. Once again, we'll have to see how Bitcoin responds to this. Everything changed today. Do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. Catch you later, farewell.